Hey everybody, before we get into today's episode of the Dummy Time Podcast, I want to take a moment to talk about our new sponsor, W Energy. If you're tired of the usual energy drinks packed with fillers and artificial ingredients, W Energy is here to change the game. They've created a clean energy formula that is free from maltodextrin, artificial coloring, and unnecessary additives. What sets W apart is their focus on cognitive performance. Their unique blend includes vitamins and nootropics, with the star ingredient being neurofactor. This patented extract from high-quality coffee cherries has been clinically shown to boost brain performance so you can stay sharp and energized throughout your day. And here's the best part. You can enjoy all of this without breaking the bank. If you're ready for that big energy boost, head over to their website and use code SCIENCE at checkout to get 10% off your order. That's SCIENCE and get 10% off of every order. And it lets them know that we sent you. A big thank you to W Energy for giving us the extra kick we need and for sponsoring today's show. Now, let's get into the episode.
But he goes to like,
Hello, Craig.
should I start the story over?
No, you can keep going. It's fine.
No, yeah, I'll start. You started.
I always use this stuff as the intro is like. That's why I always have Craig jump in early because I cut whatever it catches is like the first like couple seconds.
But no escape. So the movie is first off is a terrifying possibility, but Owen Wilson takes his family and moves to like essentially like a Southeast Asian country. It's not really described what country it is, but he works for
Yeah.
like an American water company, and then there's a fucking like coup, and it's specifically related to the water company, and there's a scene in the movie where they're like him and his family are stuck on top of a hotel rooftop, and he has to throw his daughters from his rooftop to his wife on another rooftop. It is one of the like insanest scenes. But you're just like, oh, it's one of those moments where it's just like normal guy has to just like absolutely go, holy shit. And like when the
And
whole riot pops off, like he's just like walking in the street, like it's like a little marketplace. And he's getting a newspaper, and he looks up from the newspaper, and he looks to his right, and it's just a wall of cops in riot gear, and then at his left is a bunch of resistance fighters. And he's like,
dude,
I don't know that I'd be
"Fuck."
able to chuck my fucking kids from one rooftop to another, dog.
Oh, go look.
dude,
If you don't want to watch the whole movie, you just look up that scene.
My
It's
kids are heavy,
fucking
bro.
insane.
My
like
kids are heavy, dog.
with adrenaline, I could probably yuck Gotham from one roof to the other. But oh my god, I can only imagine my back. I'd have to eat whatever was chasing me on the other side. That'd be
Yo,
it.
facts.
That'd be it for me. My back would go out. Everything would just pop.
Like I'm
I'd
whole
look like
ass throwing hands with what the fuck ever is chasing me.
A bunch of
dude.
dudes with AKs.
Yeah, I would look like one of those dudes from like Baki after they got their ass kicked. Just everything all broken and twisted up. Anyway,
But I was wrong. I was wrong, Joe. It's you're right. There's another card in Marvel Snap that it will screw you over in a heartbeat because it'll basically if you play it, it auto plays the rest of your game and it can screw you in a heartbeat.
Mm.
Yeah.
Speaking of episode 26, we got Steve and Joe and Anthony. Hello. How's everybody?
Yo.
We were talking card games earlier. We were actually taking a little stroll down memory lane because we're talking about Marvel Snap because Steve's playing Marvel Snap. And you were talking about the different like cards that can like make your game easier but kind of fuck you over too. And then like we were also talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links a little bit ago.
Yeah, I actually played Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links on my phone. I had it on my phone for a little while.
That's how I started playing it, and I basically built out most of like the deck that I used to have. Yeah. And then they started introducing like
I never really played it. I never played it as a kid, like the card game itself, like sit down and play it with somebody across the table from me. I watched people in high school. I watched people in school play it, and I'm telling my age at this point, but I watched people play that shit in school. Between that and Pokemon, like, dude.
Oh, I used to like blow my lunch money on Magic cards.
Oh yeah, Magic cards, fucking dude. I have a whole box behind me right now on the floor that's got
Because I was on ADD medication, but also my parents like sent me to school, like, and I bought like the local Chinese food for lunch almost every day, and like I would just take the change. And my parents wouldn't ask for the change, so I just like collect it, and by the end of the week, I'd be able to buy like a couple packs.
Yeah, that's basically what I did. Was like when I worked, once I was a teenager and I started working, I basically like I would put gas in my truck and then I would also buy like as a treat myself, I'd buy like 1 or 2 packs of either like Magic cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards or something like that. But like, oh yeah, I played the fuck out of that game. I was that kid in my high school that like no one wanted to fuck with when it came to the to the Yu-Gi-Oh games until they started introducing all the other crazy shit. Like I find that the perfect version of Yu-Gi-Oh is just the Battle City, like very straightforward fucking rules to play by.
Yeah.
But they've introduced these like things like links and pendulums and who's it's and what's it's, and I don't understand all the other complicated shit. But boy, howdy, do I love playing that game. What about? Well, how about did you guys? So Steve, you said you played Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit. Did you guys play any other like what was your thing, your like card game if you did play
Magic.
one? Your Magic.
I didn't really have one. That's what I'm saying. Like I watched I watched people in high school and stuff like sitting around a table during lunch or whatever and just play. But I was in ROTC in high school, so that was kind of my hangout spot was in ROTC room.
Mm.
Joe, what did you run in your Magic?
I mean, my best deck, I was a Green Giants deck, like where it was like I had these massively overpowered cards that cost obscene amounts of mana, and I'd be able to like get them out by turn 3, 4.
Oh yeah, because if you run green, it's just a fucking mana pooling
Yeah.
all day.
So you know, if I had been able to invest more money into it, like I really should have built the kind of decks like my neighbor used to build, my like old teacher. Because he was one of those first guys who focused on quantity over quality. Infinite slivers, infinite elves, infinite squirrels. Like he built these absurd decks where just mathematically he would have like he'd be like, okay, I'm gonna fight you with 1,000,001 fucking slivers,
Right.
and I'm like, oh, you asshole.
Yeah, you just generate token after token after
Oh,
token after token after token.
Everyone, so my whole thing was his deck was not fast. So if I gave him time to ramp up, then he couldn't do shit. So I had to build decks that were really fucking fast at doing a lot of damage really quickly. So I never got the cards that I really wanted in my deck, but essentially like in theory, once Anthony, I love those cups. The aluminum solo cup.
Yeah.
Oh, those things are goated because they're bigger than regular cups. I love those things. But
hey, look, a squirrel.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, these are
Um,
John got
but
those I think at
in
the
running theory,
army.
so turn 1, I should have some form of Llanowar elf or other like version of it because I also had the alternate Llanowar elf. So I had 8 of those in the deck. There was a high probability I'd draw at least one. So by turn
Right.
1, I'm already generating 2 mana. By turn 2, I'm generating probably 4 mana because there's some other source or another card or getting something that's already getting the deck moving. By turn 3, I have some form of either a good like heavy hitter that's going to keep you like at bay for another turn or two, or I'm going to get one of my secret cards. And one of my secret
Oh, your
cards,
secret cards.
the first card I'm going to pull is a card called Elvish Piper. Do you know what Elvish Piper does?
No.
Cost is 4 mana. The ability costs 1 mana,
That's not
and
terrible.
hold up, 1 mana, and tapping the card, you may summon any card from your hand on any creature to the field for
Fucking
1
right on.
mana. So I could summon a Thorn Elemental, a Storm Elemental, an Eldrazi, which is what I really wanted, but never got my hands on one. Like I could summon one of those fuckers and just boom. Like, okay, now we're hitting for 20 points of damage a turn. Like fucking
Yeah.
there's 20 life points and I'm gonna hit for all of them.
Yeah, so I currently run a red black. It's a little demon Radkos deck.
Mm,
And then I have another one that's my commander is a red black demon heavy. It's
yeah,
all just turn, burn, drain.
nice.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
remember
fun. I really enjoy it.
Thorn and Storm Elemental?
Nope. There's so much
So
stuff I don't know about Magic, but like I still go to play and I
they're
forget my
older
ass kicked because
cards,
it's fun.
but they had two goated abilities. Both of them had one ability, and then Storm Elemental was at the moment it comes into play, automatically do 6 damage to any creature with flying. Like
Oh, nice.
especially like if I was playing him and he's like, I got slivers and they all have flying, cool. Pfft, no, they don't. Like, fuck you. But both cards had a very unique text because normally, like trample, right?
Mm-hmm.
So trample is you do damage after whatever the calculation of damage is to that creature, right?
Oh, right. Something like that. Yeah, I was thinking for a second. I was like, wait a minute, trample isn't that? But that's haste. Haste gives you. Steve's
Haste
just like, I
allows
don't
you
know
to
what the fuck they're
haste
talking
allows
about.
you to attack on the turn it comes out. Haste
Bitch, I'm
is
oblivious. I'm just sitting here listening and learning, dog. Listen
Yeah,
and learn.
you don't get a
I'll
with the
summoning
probably
sickness.
never
elementals,
play it.
however,
I'll never play it.
it wasn't dictated as trample. It literally ran the card, regardless of blockage, deal damage directly to life total, no matter what. So it doesn't matter how you're blocking it. It doesn't matter any other way. Like the text was literally just like damage goes through no matter what. And it's just like,
At some point there's gonna be
fuck.
some dude in the fucking some dude or chick in the comments is gonna be like, well, actually, what trample actually means. And I'm gonna be like, I just play the game because it's fun. I get my ass kicked every time I play. So
It also like so it was from also a series. It was Urza's Destiny. Like that card had that series of cards had some of the best art in Magic the Gathering. Like, look at this motherfucker.
I so speaking of cards and magic, I got a voice note. So I have a buddy of mine named Noah. I love little Noah. Uh, he is my little buddy who plays all these card games. If it's a card game, this kid will play it. And he's one of the best deck builders I've ever seen in my fucking life. I mean, that's fucking cool, Joe. That's really cool. Uh, I mean, fucking, I could hand him a pile of cards of some random game, go learn the rules, and make me a deck, and this dude would have a deck that wouldn't stop in like 10 minutes. Just bangs them out. It's fucking ridiculous. I have a deck of his that is banned from my house. No matter where I live, whatever home I'm living in, whatever domicile that I am occupying, he is not allowed to bring this one very specific deck into my house ever again.
Why?
because 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 he whipped my ass in one turn. It was
Damn.
nice. It was a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, and it was his turn. I took my turn. I put my defense down, and this motherfucker comes out and just he gets this thing. He gets this ladybug that gives him this thing that lets him get this thing out of the graveyard, then lets him pull this thing out of his deck. Then he summons some fucking dragon, and all of a sudden this dragon is huge now, and it's some fucking. I was like, it never again. Do not bring this into my house. Get this shit out of here.
That's like a fucking Ouija board. Get that out of my house.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know any of the rules. I play because it's fun. He knows all the fucking rules. I don't. I lost the train of fucking thought I was on when I first brought up Noah, just because I like talking about his fucking. It
So
impresses me.
we were talking earlier a little bit ago, Anthony, and I told you
Yes.
I had a topic for tonight that would
Oh,
actually
you did, yeah.
cover a little bit. So if you're on death row, what would be your this is a two-part. We'll do one
Okay.
part first and then do the other part second.
Okay.
What would be your last meal?
Pussy. I'm joking.
Mm. Oh, I've thought long and hard about this one. Okay.
It's just Steve's face. Oh god. Sorry. I will have an actual answer. I've actually never really thought about it. So Joe, you go ahead and go first.
This is easy for me. So, my mother's shrimp scampi with garlic bread and a side BLT with Mountain Dew whiteout.
Now, would you have them bring your mother to the kitchen to make the scampi?
Oh, bitch, I ain't going to jail. Like, they can't keep me. They cannot keep me in jail. Like, I will die. Like, the federal government cannot put me into a holding facility. It would be physically impossible to maintain my dietary standards without killing me.
I was like,
Short of having
what
a
do we do with him?
private chef, or like I basically like live in a cabin on my own with my own cooking stuff, there's no way.
Just put him on house arrest. Put a cop in front of his door. Isn't that what they did? Didn't they do that? Some famous artist like Michelangelo or some shit.
No,
Put
but
him on house arrest.
they did do something like that with one of the guys from the Russian Revolution. So there was a guy who was like big with the Romanovs, but he was too popular to kill, and they also didn't want to exile him either. So they basically just said like, okay, cool, you can't leave this hotel ever. If you do, we'll kill you.
Jesus. Yeah, they did that. So there was some like famous artist or philosopher or some shit that they like put on permanent house arrest because they thought it was crazy. But
I mean,
anyway,
the goated one was Napoleon. Like, we're just gonna exile you to this island, this gorgeous island in the middle of the Mediterranean. Like,
just go away. Please go away,
like
little
just
man.
fuck off.
I would do a big ass tomahawk steak with some cowboy butter. That would probably be me. A big fucking tomahawk steak with some cowboy butter. I want the bone. I want to be able to chew on it.
Get the
I want
marrow.
to
Yeah.
I want to chew on the bone. I want to, yeah, suck out the marrow, chew on the bone. I want that thing to be in my mouth when they put me out.
You stupid as hell.
Listen, came in naked like a caveman. I want to go out naked like a caveman. If I ever go to jail, if I ever go to death row, one, it better be for something really fucking cool. And two,
Oh yeah.
and two, when they put me out, I want to go out. I want to be butt naked, just strapped to whatever they're going to strap me in. I hope it's an electric chair. The amount of times I've been electrocuted, I don't think I could survive an electric chair. But you know what? There's a chance.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I want to. Steve, do you mind if I tell a joke before you tell your answer?
No, go ahead.
So there's a joke I love. I tell it to a lot of people. But this man's on death. This man, he has a dream, and his dream is he wants to. Ever since he was a little kid, he wanted to be the guy who drives a train. And so he works all his life. He studies. He does everything he has to do to start driving trains. And his first day on the job, because of gross negligence, he ends up killing 10 people. So the state throws the whole book at him. They're like, we're giving you the death penalty, blah blah blah. Like, he serves his time, eats the death penalty. It's the day of his execution. They're like, okay, we're gonna be killing you. Get your last meal. What do you want to eat? And he goes, I would like one green banana.
One
It's a
green banana.
weird request, but okay. They're like, they've heard weirder. So they give him the one green banana. He eats it. They get him all strapped in and everything like that. And they go to pull the switch. And they it shocks him. Like the lights in the prison kind of like dim out. But he doesn't die. But because of the law of the state, the execution was attempted. They went through, and they did attempt to kill him. So technically he has served his sentence. So they have to let him go. So
Okay.
they're like, okay, we're gonna let you go. Like, this is a loophole. This is a really freaky loophole, but you can't drive any more trains. Like, you're never gonna be allowed to drive another train again. So what does this guy do? The first thing that he does, he forges a new identity. He works his way through the system, like changes his look, changes everything, like so that he can get back on on a train. And again, day one on the train. This time he kills 50 people because of gross negligence. Like,
This joke is getting very dark with a high body count.
Oh no, he runs. Oh yeah, it does. But hold on, the payoff is. I promise, the payoff is worth it. So he kills like 50 people this time. He runs through a parade basically with this train. And they realize who he is again. So this time they're like, okay, we're not fucking around this time. We're giving you the death penalty, but we're gonna get a lot more power this time. So
Okay.
with the electric company, they coordinate and they pull all the power from the city. Like, they're just like, okay, we're prepared to throw every watt of electricity through this dude. And they're
All
like,
right.
well, it's time for your execution.
We're gonna turn you into a Christmas tree.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna light you up like a Christmas tree.
Jingle bells, jingle
What do you want for your
bells.
final meal? And I swear to God, he goes, I would like one green banana. They're like, fuck, what's this green banana shit? Okay, fine. Throws the green banana at him, like, fine, here's your green banana. Like, and they strap him in. They lock him in. They go to kill him. They throw that switch, and the power just like going hardcore, and nothing. The guy just still alive, And because again of this loophole, they gotta let him go. They're pissed off. They're like, "There's no fucking way. How did this go? How did this happen again? You know what? Fine. Like, not only can you not drive a train, we're gonna make sure that everywhere in America, every train operator, every train company knows who you are. There's no way you're gonna be able to do it." So, what is the first thing that he does? He goes to Mexico and he becomes a train operator again. Drive a train. And first day on the job, he drives that train straight across the border, derails it, kills 200 people. And now the president's involved. They're on this guy. They're like, "We're gonna throw so much power at you. We're gonna lock out every watt of power on the eastern seaboard. We're gonna
I'm
take
gonna
your
put an
ass
ad
down."
break in the middle of this joke.
There's a reason it's long, and I'll tell you.
This episode of the Dummy Time podcast is brought to you in part by Southeast Carolina Crossroads. Addiction is a struggle many Americans suffer with. Being a slave to your vices is never a life one wants to lead, and in today's day and age, finding help with addiction, especially for men, can be just as daunting as the addiction itself. Southeast Carolina Crossroads wants to help you break free from the chains of addiction and give you the tools to help not only get out of the damaging cycle, but also provide skills and lessons to help maintain your sobriety. Their 13-week or 90-day residential program is designed to help men get the support they may desperately need to break free from their addiction and go on to live fulfilling lives without the shadows of drugs or alcohol. I have a great friend that suffered with alcoholism. It was ruining his life, his body, and destroying the person that I knew. And although I am not personally a religious person, I was able to see that the good Crossroads had done for him, and I couldn't recommend them more. So if you or a loved one are struggling to kick their addiction, give Crossroads a call at 910-549-8487 or apply online at secarolinacrossroads.com. Once again, that is 910-549-8487, or you can also apply online at secarolinacrossroads.com. Thank you, Southeast Carolina Crossroads, for helping my friend and sponsoring today's podcast.
So like I would like, and so
so
so they go to give him his last meal again. We're gonna give you the last meal. I swear to God, he's like, "You know what I want? I want one green banana." Warden is fucking furious, and so they give him his green banana. They throw him in. They strap him in. Blow out the lights. Every light in the eastern seaboard just dims, and he's still alive. And they're like, "What the hell's going on?" And the executioner just goes, "Man, you know what? I guess he's just a really shitty conductor."
I fucking hate you.
I hope you slam your dick in the toilet.
So I fully admit, I stole this joke from Norm Macdonald.
I'm
It's
just gonna
called-
go
it's-
ahead and tell you that's
it's
like 10 minutes of my life I'll never get back.
I didn't know. That's the
That
point.
sounds like a Norm Macdonald joke, dude.
So the whole thing is you tell this really long, just like super detailed story where they can't really pick out what the punchline is. So you keep people on the hook, and then you tell just the shittiest joke, the shittiest pun to go with it. He calls them
I have
dead
2 of
dog
those.
jokes.
I have 2 of those. There's 2 of those I think I have, but they're not as long. Jesus, that one was long.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, and here's the thing.
That was almost a podcast episode.
I
Dog.
do 3. I do 3. You could technically keep the joke going until someone gets really pissed off. That's the whole point of the joke.
There.
I saw you. I saw you.
saw you fucking thing. Jesus Christ.
Mm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love jokes like that. I like jokes that draw out, and then you're just like, what the fuck, man? Why is that the God damn it?
All right,
I like
Steve,
jokes that make people hate you.
What's your meal, Steve?
We're
Now
off
that you've had some time to think about it, is it one green banana?
If I knew the power of a fucking green banana, yeah, absolutely. No, dog. Mine would be that 72-ounce steak challenge from Texas Roadhouse.
The 72 ounce.
With, because they gotta let you finish eating it. They gotta finish letting you eat your meal. 72-ounce steak challenge. With that picture they floated around Facebook and shit of like
Hi.
steak.
Scared the shit out of me.
Aw.
Like,
Hello.
what's going on?
That
What is
steak
this?
that took
Hello.
up the
That's Joe,
Joe? Hi.
and that's Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Steve's
well,
telling
it's
us that
good to finally meet you.
Steve's
Yeah.
saying that his
Where's John?
death row meal would
John's
be
awake.
John's in his room.
No, he's not. He's in the kitchen.
Oh, he's in the kitchen. Okay. Steve was saying that his last meal, if he was on death row, would be the 72-ounce steak challenge from Texas Roadhouse.
Would it now?
Yes.
Hold on, and when the thing that floated around, the picture that floated around Facebook of like you and two other people, you have to pick two other people to eat this pizza with, and it's like the size of the fucking table. Yeah, mine would be that steak and that pizza. They gotta let you finish eating it.
So
I'm gonna prolong the inevitable as long as possible.
So basically, Steve is just going to eat himself to death before they can actually put him to death. So he's just gonna.
At least you go out doing something that you enjoy.
You know, I've almost done that a few times.
Eat yourself to death, Joe. That's not hard. All you have to do is eat a milk dud.
No, that was the joke there. But no, actually, I almost gave myself nitrite poisoning when I was a kid.
Jesus,
How the fuck?
all you gotta do is eat a fucking milk dud. I'm done.
I was at the Disney breakfast buffet at one of the restaurants when I was a kid, and I ate a full pound of bacon in one sitting.
And then they rushed Joe out of the gate because no one dies at Disney.
No. I just got really sick. Like I passed out, and like they had me like take a nap in the medical center for a few hours.
And then he heard Mickey. He heard Mickey behind him. Oh boy!
They're just like, we're gonna give you some fluids, and we're gonna just keep an eye on you.
Just remember, nobody dies at Disney.
Mind you, a pound of bacon plus sausage plus waffles plus eggs, like plus me salting it, like I had a lot of salt.
It's fucking.
I was a fat fucking kid. Like I was a skinny kid, but I ate like a fat kid.
You're fucking just sitting in some medical bed. You're just going in out of conscience. You just see this thing with these two giant round ears just walk up to you. Just like fucking, listen to me, you little sodium infused pork rind. We're going to carry you out of here through these tunnels.
They said all you can eat, and I took it as a challenge.
There's an all you can eat buffet place I think it's in North Carolina somewhere. This shit made the news, dog. They had to actually tell this family to leave.
Yeah.
They had to tell this family to leave. They took all you can eat fucking for real. Granted, they could take up 2 chairs by themselves, but beside the point.
Listen, the science is all you can eat. I'd eat all you can. Get the fuck out of here.
Fine casual dining implies the existence of fine competitive dining.
And I am a challenger.
I'm unranked. No, what? Oh, sorry. I'm gonna ask you guys. What is the largest portion of food you have eaten in one sitting?
Sober?
Yeah. Let's precursor this picture with sober or not.
Cause really sober, I can't eat that much. But you get a few drinks in me, I could put down a whole fucking cake. You get me a little toasty. I'm a black hole. I could suck down as much food as comes into me.
Steve, what about you?
I'm about the same way. Like it. Well, if you're talking like sober or intoxicated one, or if you're talking like the younger me or the 35-year-old me now, that's metabolism hit the fucking toilet.
Me now or me back in my 20s.
In your prime. In your prime.
Me like 15 years ago. 15 years ago, dog, I could smack like 2 large pizzas, no problem, and still be hungry in like an hour. That's because my metabolism was like stupid, and I only weighed like $120, soaking wet. But yeah, going into got out of the military, my metabolism was like, we're gonna stop now.
My 2 records. I ate half of a party tray of fried rice one time at a family event. Yes, I know.
Half of a party tray of fried rice?
Yep. It was good fried rice. It was good fried rice.
Look, I hope so.
In all fairness, rice is that thing. Like I think it was what was the guy?
Stephen Wright. No, yeah, right.
Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah.
Mitch Hedberg was the one who's one I heard say that like rice is really amazing when you're hungry and you want to eat 1,000 of something.
Yes, that was Hedberg. Yeah. I love that.
Well, hold on 2 seconds. Turn around and look behind you.
No, I know. My camera's right here. I can see it.
Yeah.
I just seen it. I just seen John go.
Yeah.
He peeks in, and I just hear in my head, "I can smell you."
I can smell you.
No, my number one though. It was after we had won multiple medals at the Boy Scout aquatic meet. Me leading the team because this was my final year and I was like the head honcho. I consumed a quarter-pound pastrami sandwich, 5 chicken tenders, a bowl of French
Jesus
fries,
Christ.
and 25 pickles.
25 pickle, dill or sweet?
Half sour.
I don't even know what a half sour pickle is.
I don't either.
It's
And
like
I love
it's
pickles, bro.
so
Look at
have you
that.
ever had like a
Steve
kosher
Steve
pickle?
heard that list. Steve gained weight hearing that list and his seat dropped.
Yeah. A kosher pick. So you've had kosher pickles before,
Be
right?
like, let's go.
You're a New Yorker.
I don't
You
I don't like dill pickles. I hate dill pickles. Dill pickles
not
make me
dill.
viscerally sick.
Dill is a different kind of pickle. Kosher is that like it's garlic, brine,
I've
like
never
Yeah,
had a
it's
you
kosher
sound like
pickle.
you sound like you know your
Oh,
way around a good pickle.
I do. I do. And I also
We've
know my
all
way around dicks. But anyway, no,
listen, Joe
so
is proud of who he is and we love
kosher
him for it.
versus dill pickles, like dill isn't even a fucking thing in kosher pickles. They don't use it.
I never knew that. I always thought kosher pickles were just dill pickles just blessed by a Jewish priest.
No. So like the ingredients, so I'll look it up just to
What's what
confirm.
kosher
Like
means, Steve? Kosher means
really,
it's like
that's
holy
really
by
I'm
Jewish
aware.
yes.
standards.
I'm aware.
So
Shalom, fool.
the closest that you guys would probably be able to get would be a Clausen pickle, like Clausen. Um,
Sounds like it's really big.
no. Well, they make full size, but
He
they
said
honestly,
Clausen, not colossal, dumbass.
yeah. But anyway, kosher pickle recipe is usually just salt. You can't. Oh, this bitch using dill. No, that's not how
This
you make it.
bitch using dill.
While
No,
he's
like see,
looking that
I'm
up,
seeing the
so
dill. Yeah, bullshit. All these are not accurate.
Anthony,
Not
what
accurate
would be
representation of
your
the kosher dill.
form of execution?
My form of execution. Like, how do I want to go out?
If you were on death row and had to choose or got to choose, because mind you, dude in South Carolina just recently became the first person, I think, in recent history or in history of the state to choose death by firing squad.
Oh yeah, he's an idiot.
For
Wow.
real, right?
Explain
Death
why.
by firing squad?
Well,
Because
Because
you,
you don't die right away.
yeah, you gotta bleed out. I mean, listen, if they all actually hit you, then yeah, you'd probably kick it pretty quick and you wouldn't really
Well,
realize it.
no, because they don't aim for your head; they aim for your heart.
Yeah.
okay.
Well, either way, unless it's like through this is why one of the reasons why I choose execute. If I was to go out by execution, or if someone was going to try to get me, I won't be electrocuted out. One, again, I've been electrocuted so many fucking times. Who knows? I might come out of that. Might not be able to walk right, but I'll come out of it. But
You'll be
but
coming out of
however,
that shit.
however, even by guillotine, you get shot in the heart. Another way, any other way that keeps your head intact, your brain still goes on for like 10 seconds or some shit like that. And you know what? I don't want that. I don't want to have to process that. That's not something I want my brain to have to process before it's finally
They
lights out for
actually say
good.
guillotine is actually one of the more effective forms.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah,
I can imagine it being effective. It was pretty fucking effective.
yeah. They say it's
France,
funny.
They say
showed us
like
really
from
how
like
effective it was.
that it like is relatively painless, like from a neurological standpoint. Like yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
so there's your C-spine.
Oh my god.
It's like an immediate severance of your C-spine. Of course you don't feel a fucking thing. It's the fact when they lift your head up to show you yourself. When you're looking at your own ass and it's not through a mirror, that's when things get fucking weird. Because you imagine
Funny. That's actually probably how I would want to be executed, would be by guillotine. So whenever they pick my head up, that all
with
they
what,
see
Steve? With what? How are they going to pick your head up? They're going to have to pick you up upside down because the only thing
with
to
a
grab by is your
plunger.
beard. Like,
Because I have
you
like
sit-
no hair, they're just gonna take a plunger. Thunk.
you're sitting there like, yeah, you're sitting there like, oh, yeah, when they pick my head up, like you're not bald as fuck.
They'll grab me by my beard and be like, "Here you go."
Do me a
Yeah,
favor.
fucking beard.
I put a 42-second clip in from the Onion in the side chat. It's a joke,
What?
but it's fucking hysterical. They're like, it's a fake news report about a new humane form of lethal death penalty where it's just a head ripping machine.
Yeah, I'm watching.
And then
It's
no, so like you're talking about like, oh, the head's still alive. They cryogenically freeze the head after it's ripped off and then smash it with the hammer.
Jesus! How is that humane?
Christ.
It's
Motherfucker,
not
that ain't humane.
it's not real, Steve. It's the
I don't
onion.
give a shit.
See, again, this is why I don't want lethal injection. I don't want a guillotine. I don't want to get fire and squat.
This
Just
bitch,
electrocute
this
me.
bitch had
Oh,
the audacity to just say pain free. You gotta
Yeah.
kiss my ass.
hold on. No, actually, if I had to really choose, I would
Fucking
die death by
pain
roller
free.
coaster.
Death by roller coaster. Where they
So,
want you to just throw into a G-force machine.
no. So this was a concept. It's called the euthanasia coaster. It was invented by like an engineer as
I'm intrigued.
it was a theoretical exercise
I love a
um
coaster.
that essentially it would the way the G forces work, you would literally just lose blood flow to your head, like, and you would essentially like drift off to sleep. Like it's
Yes.
fucking insane.
Yes. Yes. Okay, I changed my mind. Death by coaster. That thing looks fucking baller.
I mean,
I don't give a
it's
fuck.
terrifying because the top of the ride is 1,600 feet up.
Nope. I don't give a. That looks like the
I'm
best
down.
fucking thing I could ever ride.
Here's
Yeah.
my
I
thing.
don't.
Kingdom
As a
Ka's
roller
only
Take it,
4.
take it as the possibility of this may be your one green banana.
Hey everybody, I want to take a moment to talk about our new sponsor, W Energy. If you're tired of the usual energy drinks packed with fillers and artificial ingredients, W Energy is here to change the game. They've created a clean energy formula that is free from maltodextrin, artificial coloring, and unnecessary additives. What sets W apart is their focus on cognitive performance. Their unique blend includes vitamins and nootropics, with the star ingredient being Neurofactor. This patented extract from high-quality coffee cherries has been clinically shown to boost brain performance so you can stay sharp and energized throughout your day. And here's the best part. You can enjoy all of this without breaking the bank. If you're ready for that big energy boost, head over to their website and use code SCIENCE at checkout to get 10% off your order. That's SCIENCE and get 10% off of every order. And it lets them know that we sent you. A big thank you to W Energy for giving us the extra kick we need and for sponsoring today's show.
What's to say
Yeah.
you survived that?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Oh man, yeah, G-force. That G-force could push the ball of blood down to your feet.
It's not even the downward, it's the spirals. That's what does it to you.
Yeah.
Because
You'd
the
come
way
out
it does
looking like
it
a
is
cartoon character.
it causes prolonged cerebral hypoxia, insufficient supply of oxygen to the brain. The inversions inflict 10 Gs of force in 60 seconds. Oh, so not in 60 seconds, for 60 continuous seconds.
So
You
the
know,
way I
you could
think, I
take
think,
that. You could take that roller coaster idea, and instead of doing the loop-de-loops, you know, on some of the roller coasters in amusement parks, they got the corkscrew thing.
hmm
Just replace the loops with corkscrew. Do like
see,
your
I think the issue with that, and one of the reasons why this isn't implemented is either with the corkscrew or these loop-de-loops, but because of the way they're putting pressure on your head, by the time that people get done with it, they just look like those dudes from the that one Arnold Schwarzenegger movie when they're on Mars and he gets thrown out the window on Mars and his eyes bulge out of his skull.
Yes.
You
Right.
get to the end of the coaster and you just look like that.
I gotta say that would probably be my least, even though it's very quick. That would be my least form of execution. I think because they
Right.
say
You
it's
look like one of those
like
cartoons from Who
it's
Framed
one
Roger
of the
Rabbit.
most horrendously
Yeah.
painful like ways to die.
What?
Death
What are you talking about?
death by space vacuum.
Oh yeah, I would hate that. I
Because
want to go to space, but like I don't want to do that.
because it's so cold that every cell in your body bursts.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
I mean, it only hurts for like all of like the 10 seconds that you live, but like
it's gonna be a painful time the whole time.
yeah.
Like,
That's the thing.
and that's not saying if you don't exhale, because if you hold your breath, your lungs will literally fly out your mouth.
Yeah, I see that's where I'm like, you know what? Shoot me into a black hole, just don't shoot me into space.
Again, even worse.
I still don't think that's worse.
I know we've argued this, but fuck, it's worse.
I'm just saying. Half sour. Oh. I'm just saying that I truly believe that if they shot me into a black hole, I would come out the other end. And after all the terribleness, it would hurt for all of a split second. And then you're just like, bam, Oh, look, I'm in another universe. What is this?
Right?
That's just the way it is. That's I want to get shot into a black hole. I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to go into my tirade again. No, I promise.
No, we
But,
got time.
but yeah. So Joe, you would go out by Death Coaster, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of want to change my vote to that Death Coaster. I like the Death
Guillotine or
Coaster.
firing squad? Firing squad. Dude, I
I'm telling you,
honestly
you don't
Either
want to firing
that
squad.
or
Look,
gladiatorial combat.
Gladiatorial combat. I would take that.
Like,
I
if it
Wasn't there
will
a
has to
say
be,
guy?
this. My
yeah.
unpopular opinion, and I actually there's some sort of admiration to the guy that chose death by firing squad, because here's my thing. And like I said, unpopular opinion may or may not be. But if you bring back public execution and basically make it to where everybody watches you die, maybe crime would go down.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Who knows? But if your loved ones and everybody in the town or vicinity have to sit there and watch you get 86th, I mean, hey,
I mean,
So
respectfully, like, death penalties have never really been a deterrent for crime.
so
there's a lot of
apparently
states
in
that actually don't implement it. North Carolina being one of them, but Texas, that motherfucker's got an express lane.
Mm.
yeah, that's also Texas. They just have a
Dude, if
huge
more
space.
than 3
I
people there was a Ron White actually talked about it in one of his skits. If more than 3 people saw you do it, you don't sit on death row. You go straight to the front of the line and they your ass. You is
I'm personally
done.
like, to me, like, the concept, like, and this is getting a little political, little like
eh,
theological, but like the concept of the death penalty, like, it just doesn't. First off, from an economic standpoint, it doesn't make sense. It's very
No,
expensive. It's
it
more
is.
expensive to kill someone than it is to have someone.
really?
Um. Oh no, yeah, absolutely. Especially because
Legitimate didn't think I don't know.
the biggest issue right now is sourcing the barbiturates. You can't like, a lot of companies won't do it because, like, the records get out and who supplies it, and it causes negative backlash against that company. Like, it's a whole thing. To sometimes where they're illegally sourcing it, and like prisons have gotten in trouble for like using bad drugs to try to kill their inmates. But from a law standpoint, it's just like, this is not equivalent. You're saying that the life of one person is equal to another. It's not. Um, I would rather exile these motherfuckers. Like, build like a prison island, or like essentially like a
Basically an
society,
Alcatraz on steroids.
not even an Alcatraz. Like, this is a, like, you go, like, you responsibly run yourselves, but you are cut off from all of society.
And
Like,
then
you are done.
televise it and call it Survivor Prison Island.
No, not at all. Like,
Do you
it's not
like
supposed to be
No,
something
I'm
where
just saying
people
that's
can
what's
get
what happened.
famous.
That's what I'm saying.
there
That's what would happen.
actually there was a movie, Anthony. I think it was The
Mm-hmm.
Condemned. It was
Yes.
The
It had like
the
Stone Cold in
Stone
it or
condemned.
Cold,
whatever.
yeah.
There's the player, or
Um,
is it the player, or game? The game. I don't. There's a movie where with the dude from 300. He plays a prisoner who gets, instead of
Gamer
like Prison Island, gamer. Yeah, yeah. It's got
and
Mike.
Death
Not Michael
Race,
Clark
yeah.
Duncan.
but
Yeah,
The Condemned, that's
Michael C.
pretty much
Clark.
how that was. They shoved everybody on this island and basically it was you versus everybody, and if you were the last one standing, you got to be set free. It was
That's
like
what
a
I'm
bunch
saying.
of
Like
death row people, and you basically fought to the death to see who
I'm kind
won.
of I'm kind of on Joe's, like I'm on Joe's beat with it. We're like, I'm voted for the exile thing. Just take them all. Just instead of having a prison system for anything like major, like any big crime. You know what I mean? Like a major crime. You just take that shit out. Send them to an island. Put them on there somewhere. The only problem is that then it ends up being televised and people bet on it. We have movies upon movies about why we don't do it, but I think
Either
that's what we should
that
do.
or turn them into a Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
As soon
I
as the
mean,
mission's over, you detonate a chip in the back of their
No,
head.
no, they can come back, but
no.
just like, set like, why waste the lives of a good at standing soldier when you can send in, you know, Billy the murderer.
Mostly
I
because
got
probably because there's some logistics there with like mental instability
well. There's
and
also
questionable,
cruel and unusual punishment
cruel,
at the
unusual
same time. But
punishments.
yeah. Oh, speaking of, have you watched Creature Commandos?
I haven't. I haven't had a chance to catch up on my DC stuff. I've heard that like the new Harley
It
Quinn show's really
might
good.
be
Creature
his
Commando's
best
good.
work. It might be his best work.
I've heard a lot of it's really, really good. I need
And the
to catch
cast
up
is
on it.
great. Like Alan Tudyk's funny. Frank Grillo's funny. Uh, David Harbour as Frankenstein is wild.
I've seen a lot of clips of Frankenstein. He's been pretty great. Uh, that whole the whole like I've seen like their whole like introduction of Frankenstein and the bride and like how they know each other and all this stuff. I see clips of
I
all
mean,
that thanks to
the
TikTok.
best character, unfortunately, this season gets very little screen time because they wanted to bring him there's a whole thing with his character that they had to do with him later in the season. But GI Robot,
Oh yeah,
the
GI Robot.
Nazi killing robot whose just only purpose and only thought in life is can we kill Nazis?
Yep.
Like he is my
Yeah.
whole vibe right now.
GI Robot. I've seen GI Robot and that's been pretty clips of him have been pretty great too.
Hmm.
I really do need to catch up on like my DC stuff because like I don't know what I just don't have the time to sit down and watch all these fucking
To be
series and
fair,
like
there's no coalescence DC, so what's the point? Like DC is kind of a garbage fire.
no, I mean
I'll say what I say.
I've
Like
always appreciated DC's animated stuff. I thought that the Snyder cut for that movie was
there
fucking
was
amazing.
tremendous potential, but they dropped the ball. Look
Yeah,
what they
they
did
should
with
just
the Flash. Or why did we
see
cast another Batman?
see I liked the Batman. Robert Pattinson kills it in the Batman.
I think
That
it's
man,
amazing, but again, it's disconnected from the larger universe.
yeah, they're gonna try to build more on him and like that Irish dude playing the Joker, which I think would be great. I think his character.
Colin Farrell? Yeah.
No, not Colin Farrell. It's the Irish kid from the Immortals. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it's Irish actor from he played in not the Immortal. I mean, was it the Immortals? But that one movie from Marvel that came out during the pandemic that got shit on. That was about all those like ancient superheroes. But he
Oh,
played one of them.
Eternals. Okay.
Eternals, yeah.
Okay.
It was the Irish kid from the Eternals. Thank you.
Barry
Immortals. I don't know
Kehoe?
what the fuck.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he played the Joker in the Batman. And like
Oh, I didn't
there's
realize that was him.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that was him under a bunch of makeup.
I
And
mean, Paul Dano, like,
Paul
as
Dano was aces.
might have been the best villain performance in a DC movie, like, even comparatively to Heath Ledger's Joker. Like Heath
He
Ledger
was
went
really good.
in, but there was the way Paul Dano captured the insanity.
Paul Dano, I have appreciated everything that Paul Dano's ever done because he was in No Country, not No Country for Old Men, but There Will Be Blood. He played that little preacher kid,
Oh,
and like that fucking movie, holy shit, that made me love Paul Dano. I got to meet him once. He's a nice guy.
oh, I mean, he seems like he would be, yeah.
Yeah, he's
But
actually a really nice guy.
no, you know what was? You ever see Swiss Army Man?
No, I need to.
Oh,
Sorry, Steve. Steve's looking at me like, what the fuck are they all talking about?
sorry, Steve.
You're good. You're good.
Wait, is he?
uh, yeah, I need to see Swiss Army Man because seeing Daniel Radcliffe play a farting corpse and Paul Dano just slowly slipping into madness as he becomes best friends with a farting corpse
Mm,
is just the best concept to me.
yeah.
I love that
Uh,
idea very much.
yeah. But no, there was
Yeah.
another one he was in when he was younger.
Oh man. Yeah, Paul Dano's been really good. But DC, with DC stuff, I haven't caught up on it. I need to really bad. I like the Flash. I I saw where the Flash had its shortcomings and why it didn't do so great, but as a movie, I enjoyed it.
Well, it's also because your lead actor went fucking batshit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He Ezra Miller kind of put himself into a bit of a doghouse.
Mm.
He's all fucking he
Can we
the
all
whole
like
kidnapping
the
thing and
disappointment of the recent years of actors who could have made roles amazing, but shit the bed because of like criminal or like mental health behavior.
going crazy.
Ugh. Fucking
Yeah.
you got Ezra Miller going nuts. You got what's his name from Marvel, the Kang?
Oh, he was found innocent.
He was?
Yeah, he was acquitted. He was acquitted or some shit.
So with talking about movies and stuff, I do have another question for you.
Yes.
What would be a movie that you could what is a current movie that you could watch, like current or old movie that you could watch over and over and over again?
The Dark Knight. Quite literally, I watch that movie like once a month. I have Blu-ray copies. That entire series, the Dark Knight series, that entire fucking series, I could sit down and watch over and over and over and over and over again and never miss a beat. I love that movie series so much.
I don't know if y'all have actually the one that I've got. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of it or seen it yet, but it's called 13 Hours: The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi.
Oh
Dude,
yeah. So
such
good.
a
So
great
good.
movie. Such a
Uh
great movie.
and he was found guilty, actually.
Oh, he
The
was? Oh, I thought he was
the
fine innocent.
depictions of what happened were just like amazing.
Oh yeah. And John Krasinski is now cemented in my mind. Like he's not Jim anymore. Like
No.
he's so much more.
Oh yeah. John Krasinski has been one of the best like up and comers and like best
Oh,
like
in directing,
evolutions.
yeah, like
Just in
Quiet
everything I've
Place,
seen him in.
If, like,
Yeah, everything I've seen him do has been fucking phenomenal. But yeah, I haven't seen the Benghazi one. I haven't seen that yet. That's one of those
That's
ones I need to catch.
oh,
yeah, if you get a chance to watch that movie, it's such a great movie.
The
it's
last
also great because it reunites him with his best friend from The Office. So I don't know if did you watch The Office?
hmm
So
several
do you
times
remember?
over.
Okay, do you remember Pam's ex?
Yeah,
Yeah. So him and John Krasinski are like best bros.
that's funny.
And he's also in 13 Hours. He plays one of the other soldiers protecting the embassy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really neat. Um, yeah, fucking Jim's evolution. Like, yeah, watching John Krasinski come up in fucking TV movies and everything is fun. It's been awesome. That's been nice to
Mhm.
see Jim get some. And then you have Pam and Angela making a podcast as Pam and Angela.
Fucking fire. They're amazing. Their
Yeah,
podcast is amazing.
it is good. It's just funny to me. It's just funny. But yeah, I'll have to catch that 13 Hours movie because I wanted to
Yeah,
see it, but the last military movie style, like the last like military-esque movie I got to watch was Sicario, I think it was called.
Uh, Sicario is okay. Like everybody kind of touts it. It's okay. Like
It
it's
was all
just
right. It was entertaining.
it's a CIA like spook show. Like it's just like, oh, this is CIA shit. Like like this is
It
how we're
was
dealing with the drug war.
it
Like
was good and it was okay. It was entertaining is what it was. It
it
was
was
entertaining.
entertaining, but it was a shitty clear and present danger. Let's be real.
Yeah, I could give it that.
Like, and that's saying something because I thought Emily Blunt, who's by the way, John Krasinski's wife, like I
Right.
thought she did phenomenal in that.
Mhm.
I gotta be honest, I felt like
Benicio del Toro was phoning it in.
no, he was actually really good. It was
Oh, really?
Thanos.
I thought he felt kind of flat.
Thanos was phoning it in.
Thanos.
But no, because you got to understand, like as an actor, like and you know you're an actor. Like Benicio del Toro's performance wasn't about like the it being intense. He
Right.
was dead inside. He was literally dead inside. His family was dead. His job had been destroyed. Like he
I mean, yeah, you're not
dedicated
wrong.
himself to dismantling and destroying the people who destroyed his life. He had no other feelings. He just didn't have emotions anymore, which Benicio del Toro is really good at doing the I don't have feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give
Yeah.
it that. Oh man. Now I want to watch that movie again. Joe, what's your anytime at any point in time movie that you can watch?
Ooh. I
What's
have a
that
few.
one?
I have a
Joe's gonna
few.
Joe's gonna come back to me with like Watership Down.
God
That's a
no.
feel
Oh
good movie of the
God.
summer, baby.
probably.
Steve, have you ever seen Watership Down, the original?
It's
No, I don't think
it
so.
It's Game
Game
of
of
Thrones
Thrones
with
with
rabbits.
I've watched rabbits get murdered more times in Watership Down than I've ever thought of my entire life. Hello, pretty woman.
This is fun.
Is this fun?
Yeah.
You like popping in and saying hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your go-to movie that you could watch at any point in time, no matter what?
Footloose.
Footloose. That's a good one. That's
Oh
a
my
good
god, really?
The old
Really?
Footloose is the original
Not
Footloose
the
is
new
good.
one, the old one.
Yeah.
The one
Yeah.
No,
with
I mean
Kevin Bacon.
I understand that and I agree with that, but like that's a common one. Mine is not that common.
Or
That's
The
Mine is
Land
just
Before Time
Oh,
and Princess Bride.
I love The
Mm.
Princess Bride. That's a good one. I
you
was
lost me
watching
at
that one
You
the other
lost
day.
me with
Listen.
Princess Bride, but Land Before Time.
How do you not like The
What about
Princess Bride?
Monty Python?
Oh, you're hitting a soft spot. That was my dad's favorite.
Wait. Sober or drunk?
Both.
Hi.
Hi. Dude, I tried watching so I actually speaking of that movie, I actually tried watching that movie sober one time and I was so fucking confused and I'm like, the
See, this
fuck
because
am I watching? Got drunk, watched it then, understood everything about it. And I'm like, you motherfucker.
so Monty Python and the Holy Grail was my dad's like hands down favorite movie of all time. So I've seen probably that movie and Life of Brian more times than I can count. The what is it? History of the World Part 2 or whatever it is, History of the World. That movie. The fucking song that all the Catholics sing.
I've never seen that one.
Oh, it's so fucking offensive, but so funny.
Dude, we watched
Every
Land
seed
Before
is
Time with the
precious.
kids
Oh, Every
and
Seed is Precious is great.
we watched Land Before Time with the kids, and I looked over, like, because I've seen that movie so many times. It's just like, you know what's going to happen and you know what's coming. But, like, I look over and my wife's just, like, sobbing when Littlefoot's mom dies. And they're like, all that shit. I'm
I
like, oh my God.
Steve, I appreciate you continuing the generational trauma that is Land Before Time.
Bro, I've got to, man. It is an obligation.
I
at
feel
this
as though it's
point.
every parent's duty. It is every parent's duty that their first child's sadness is the Land Before Time.
I
yeah,
could watch
absolutely.
Mamma Mia over and over again too.
Mamma Mia is
Yeah.
another really good one. Meryl Streep killed it in that movie.
So
Land
And
Before
The
Time,
Devil
hands
Wears
down. If I'm
Prada.
going
Yes.
to
I
ruin
love that movie.
my children and subject them to the trauma that I was subjected to, Land Before Time, every time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Once Gotham is old enough, I'm gonna have him watch Land Before Time. When he asked me what happened to Littlefoot's mom, well, son, we're gonna
There
learn
was a
something
big
today.
rock.
There was a big rock.
So
All right.
it's a tough picks, but I have narrowed it to 3 movies.
Okay, hit me.
American Gangster,
Good one.
Good one.
Event Horizon.
Event Horizon is one of my
Never
favorite
seen it.
movies.
Mm-hmm.
You need to
And-
watch Event Horizon, Steve. It's one of the best thrillers.
And the last one, that's I mean it's honestly a really tough call, but I'd have to say Slammin Salmon.
What the fuck did you just call me?
I was
So
waiting on it.
Slammin Salmon is the last, if I recall, it's actually the last movie Michael Clark Duncan was in.
Michael Clark Duncan was in a porno about salmon?
No, he was in a movie about a restaurant.
A porno in a restaurant.
Man, you still aren't making this clear whether or not this was X-rated.
No,
Yeah,
not
right.
R-rated, but not X-rated. Hold on. let me look it up.
Slammin Salmon.
Okay, it wasn't the last one he was in, but it was toward the end. So like he
There
died
is
in
probably a porn
2012,
called
like
Salmon.
2012, I believe. Yeah, 2012, and this came out 2009. So it was like not too long before he passed away.
Slammin Salmon.
So get this.
Done.
Michael Clark Duncan plays a former Mike Tyson-esque boxer who opens up a boxer, sorry, motherfucker, who opens up a seafood restaurant, and he manages it the way that like you would believe Mike Tyson would run a restaurant. Like if you have to quit, you
Does
have to
this
go
man
like
have a
say it to
list?
his face. No, it's Michael Clark Duncan. He don't got a lisp. But it's the guys who did Super Troopers. Like
I'm
it's
just saying,
that.
if you're gonna have a restaurant and it's kind of like Mike Tyson, if you don't come out with a lisp, then we got a problem.
But like beating the shit out
I
of the
want off on
staff. No, instead of a lisp, what he does is he just like says stuff wrong. He's just like
Oh, so he has dyslexia.
kind of more just he just says things the way he says it, but then he
Punch
calls you
drunk.
on it. He's just like you know, maraschino cherries are been named after boxer Rocky Marachino. And then one of the guys goes, it's actually Marciano, champ. And he goes, whatever, motherfucker. Like that's his catchphrase for the whole movie is whatever, motherfucker.
Oh, Jesus.
At one point, he's just he like one of the other actors is pretending to be him and like voicing it through the phone to like talk, like try to book a hotel room. And just like, book me in the King Kamehameha room or I'm gonna knock him into Bolivia. And he's just like, the champ says he would like to be in the King Kamehameha room, and he said he would knock you into Bolivia, but I think he means oblivion. Whatever, motherfucker. Like it's so good. It might be like their better movie conceptually, but it doesn't get the critical acclaim that Beer Fest and Super Troopers did.
I'm gonna have to check it out now because I do love Broken Lizard. Broken Lizard is one of my favorite production.
I think it's on Prime.
I'll have to fill it out, but that'll be our time. I love the fact that we're gonna end up talking about Slammin Salmon. If you'd like to slam your salmon, you go ahead and you can let us know in the comments below. You can rate us 5 stars. Do all that good
before
stuff.
we do that, rest in peace, Michael Clark Duncan. You was the G. You were amazing.
Also, don't forget George Foreman.
Oh yeah,
George Foreman too. Yeah, all on the list. But
if you want to slam your salmon, you should head over to our sponsor, W Energy.
Nice.
Jesus, if that's not a fucking plug.
Oh, did mine? Hold on, did mine pop out? What?
Wow.
W Energy. The energy you need to slam your salmon. Anyway, yeah, go check out w.gg and go ahead and get your fucking discount. 10% discount. Use code SCIENCE. So we appreciate everyone coming out. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.
Later.